In September of 23 CE, the Green Forest Army captured Chang'an, and Wang Mang was killed, bringing the Xian dynasty to an end. The Central Plains then descended into a period of regional fragmentation, warlord conflicts, and political turmoil. Local powers in the prefectures and commanderies north of the Yellow River remained on the sidelines and had not pledged allegiance to the regime of Lu Xian. Meanwhile, the Red Eyebrows were rapidly expanding in Shandong and growing increasingly powerful, while other regional forces were also eager to carve out their own territories and proclaim themselves kings. Lu Xi, the cousin of Emperor Lu Xian, suggested that Lu Xiu be sent to the prefectures and commanderies north of the Yellow River to pacify rebellions and win over the local authorities. However, as soon as the proposal was raised, it met immediate opposition from Green Forest generals such as Zhu Wei and Li Yi, the principal figures behind the killing of Lu Xiu's elder brother, Lu Yan. They feared that if Lu Xiu were sent to Hebei, his influence and power would grow, making him a serious threat. Yet, if he were not sent, the work of pacifying and winning over the Hebei region might fail, posing an even greater danger. This left Lu Xian deeply hesitant. Lu Xi persisted and argued. Lu Xiu is a distinguished general from Nanyang and one of your majesty's closest relatives. After the Battle of Kunyang, he claimed no credit for his achievements. When repairing the palaces, he never shirked hard work. Moreover, appointing him would help reassure the soldiers from Chunling. If not him, who could be more suitable? Faced with this reasoning, Zhu Wei and the others had nothing further to say. At this time, Lu Xiu understood that Emperor Lu Xian and the Green Forest generals had long been suspicious of him. After all, his fame had spread far and wide, and his great achievements had begun to overshadow the ruler. He himself was eager to leave this politically dangerous environment. Lu Xiu's subordinate, Feng Yi, advised him to win the favor of Emperor Gingshi's trusted attendants and enlist their support. Through these efforts, Lu Xiu was finally appointed to go to Hebei. Like a tiger returning to the mountains and a dragon entering the sea, Lu Xiu escaped his predicament. The heaven's chosen son now embarked on the path that would lead him to the imperial throne. In October 23 CE, Emperor Gingshi appointed Lu Xiu to act on behalf of the Grand Marshal, entrusted him with the imperial tally, and dispatched him across the Yellow River to pacify and console the prefectures and commanderies of Hebei. In his early years, when Lu Xiu went to Chang'an to study at the Imperial Academy, he became acquainted with a fellow student named Deng Yu. Although Deng Yu was still young, he recognized at once that Lu Xiu was no ordinary man and became a close friend of his. Several years later, Deng Yu returned home. When the Han Restoration forces rose in rebellion and Emperor Lu Xian ascended the throne, many heroes and influential figures recommended Deng Yu for office, but he refused to join them. Later, upon hearing that Lu Xiu had gone to pacify Hebei, Deng Yu immediately mounted his horse, crossed the Yellow River, and pursued him all the way to Yi County. Lu Xiu was delighted to see Deng Yu and said to him, "I have the authority to appoint and dismiss officials. You have come from so far away, have you come seeking an official position?" Deng Yu replied, "I have no desire for office." Lu Xiu asked, "If not, then what do you seek?" Deng Yu answered, "I only hope that your prestige and virtue will one day extend throughout the realm. I wish merely to contribute my humble efforts to your cause and leave behind a name in the pages of history." Lu Xiu burst into laughter. Deng Yu advised, "Although Emperor Lu Xian has established his capital west of the passes, the regions east of the mountains have not been pacified. Rebel groups such as the Red Eyebrows and the Qingdu rebels number in the tens of thousands. In the three adjacent commanderies, various bands frequently gather under assumed banners and titles. The Gingshi government has neither defeated them nor won their obedience. Most of its generals are mediocrities who rose suddenly to power. Their ambitions are limited to acquiring wealth, competing for influence, and enjoying themselves while they can. Among them there are none who are truly loyal and wise, who think deeply and plan far ahead, or who sincerely wish to honor the sovereign and bring peace to the people. The empire is falling apart in all directions, and the situation is plain for all to see. Although you, my lord, have rendered great service in supporting the Han imperial house, I fear that under the present circumstances no great achievement can be accomplished. The best course now is to recruit heroes from all quarters, win the hearts of the people, revive the great enterprise of Emperor Gaozu of Han, and save the lives of the common people. With your virtue and ability, my lord, you are fully capable of pacifying the realm. Lu Xiu was greatly pleased by these words. From that time on, he instructed those around him to address Deng Yu as General Deng, and had him stay in his own tent so that they could discuss strategies and make plans together. In 23 CE, the northern route army of the Green Forest rebels captured Luoyang, and the Gingshi regime moved its capital from Wanqing to Luoyang. The leaders of the Red Eyebrows personally went to Luoyang to meet Emperor Lu Xian, hoping to cooperate with the Gingshi government. However, Emperor Gingshi treated them coldly. He merely granted rebel leaders such as Fan Chong the nominal title of Marquis, conferring neither real authority nor official stipends upon them. Outraged by this treatment, Fan Chong and the other leaders departed in anger. From that point on, the Green Forest and Red Eyebrow rebel forces split and went their separate ways, acting under the orders of Emperor Lu Xian to pacify Hebei. Lu Xiu passed through Handan in the kingdom of Zhao. There he was visited by Lu Lin, a descendant of the Han imperial clan and the son of Prince Miao of Zhao, Lu Yuan. Lu Lin was a powerful local magnate in Handan with considerable influence. He proposed that Lu Xiu breach the dikes of the Yellow River and use the floodwaters to drown the Red Eyebrow forces. Lu Xiu, however, believed that destroying the dikes would bring catastrophic suffering to the people living along the river and cause immense harm. Therefore, he refused to adopt the proposal. At this time, Lu Lin's friend, a fortune-teller in his 20s who mingled among the common people, suddenly told Lu Lin that his name was not Wang Lang at all, but Lu Ziyu. He claimed to be the child who had been born posthumously to the late Emperor Qing of Han, the very Lu Ziyu of popular legend. Lu Lin was startled by the claim. He had heard the rumor before, but had regarded it with skepticism. Now, a wandering fortune-teller was proclaiming himself to be the posthumous son of a former emperor, which seemed even more incredible. After discussing the matter with influential local leaders of the kingdom of Zhao, including Liu and Zhang Can, Lu Lin decided not to investigate whether the claim was true or false. Instead, they deliberately spread the story and proclaimed Lu Ziyu emperor to gauge the sentiments of the people. The result was unexpected. Many of the common people believed the claim. In December 23 CE, Lu Lin led several hundred chariots and cavalry into Handan and, in the royal palace of the kingdom of Zhao, proclaimed the fortune-teller Wang Lang emperor. After ascending the throne, Wang Lang appointed Lu Lin as chancellor, Liu as grand marshal, and Zhang Can as general-in-chief. He also dispatched troops to seize the neighboring provinces of Jizhou and Yuzhou. Issuing proclamations in the name of an emperor, Wang Lang quickly won support from various localities. Before long, he had amassed an army numbering in the hundreds of thousands and cast a covetous eye on the empire, harboring great ambitions to seize the realm. Among all his potential rivals, the man whom the usurper Wang Lang feared most was Lu Xiu. Determined to eliminate him as quickly as possible, Wang Lang regarded Lu Xiu as a threat that had to be destroyed. Wang Lang offered a huge reward. Whoever could bring him Lu Xiu's head would be granted a fief of 100,000 households. At this time, the local armed groups that had previously been won over by Lu Xiu and had agreed to submit to the Gingshi regime suddenly switched sides en masse and pledged their allegiance to the pretender Emperor Wang Lang. This vividly demonstrated the powerful influence that rumors and popular legends could exert over an uninformed populace. Lu Xiu was left with only a few dozen followers. Even many of the attendants who had accompanied him to Hebei had deserted him. Among his subordinates, only Wang Ba remained steadfast at his side. Deeply moved, Lu Xiu sighed. Only in a fierce wind can one know the strength of the grass. With these words, he praised the loyalty and integrity of men like Wang Ba. The phrase "a strong wind reveals the sturdy grass" later became a famous Chinese idiom, meaning that a person's strength of character, perseverance, and moral integrity are truly revealed only in times of hardship and adversity. At the very moment when Lu Xiu was being hard-pressed by the pursuing forces of the pretender regime of Wang Lang, he was in such a desperate situation that he felt like a homeless dog, and even considered fleeing Hebei altogether. Fortunately, Lu Xiu's innate personal charisma attracted many righteous and influential local elites of Hebei to join him. This not only reversed his passive situation but also brought him a group of outstanding generals who pledged unwavering loyalty, forming the core leadership team that would later help him establish his imperial dynasty. With these newly allied young and capable figures traveling widely to persuade others, several local forces in Hebei successively joined Lu Xiu's camp in opposition to Wang Lang's regime. As a result, Lu Xiu soon commanded an army of nearly 100,000 troops, sufficient to confront and compete with Wang Lang's usurper state.